pew, pew. Okay, how's everybody hearing us? I know a lot of people said they couldn't hear us, so I turned the mic up a little bit. Is that too loud? Whoa! Whoa! Who is that?
I don't know. Hey, there's somebody else that's on time today.
Amanda's Gardens.
What happened to your face? Now tell us what happened. Who is that man?
All right.
Hey, Suburban.
Look at all these people
A lot of people come on in here. Tanya, hello. Bandana Grandma, what's up?
Bandana Grandma. Arthur.
You know who that is? Who is that with Robyn? You're naked.
Divers!
Mm-hmm.
Homestead Paradise. Kenneth. Kitty.
Everyone's awake for this one.
Oak Valley. Tanya. Josh.
This is going to take... Now, you know what? Just when you think you've gotten used to it, he'll grow it back. So don't... That's one thing about Jason. Jason can grow a beard like a boss. So if he decides next week he doesn't want to have, clean shaven, it'll be right back. So
there you go.
Yeah, see, I like it too. There's my people, Bald Bear. What's up, D?
What's going on, Yankee Living?
Going to feed the dogs and scrub my containers, but I'll be listening. Hey, Yankee Living. I've been following them on, I think that's who it is.
I hope this isn't the one I used to blow my nose.
I hope not. Breakaway, what's up? Everybody shows up all the time today? What?
Breakaway's here. Did I see Smoke and Reptile too? Did I see that one come up through?
I saw Brown Coat. I don't think I saw Smoke and Reptile yet. Because it feels like a baby butt. Yes, it does. It is like, and he shaves it like, Jason, you're not allowed to shave. Look, Ladessa's been telling, what? What?
My man did not get a... Hold on, Brendan. Thank you for the super chat, but you should have got that. You should have got that.
It's just a delay.
Oh,
there's a delay.
Hardcore delay. I'm not used to that delay.
So, what animal tore off your beard?
What animal tore off my beard? Okay, so we're gonna get to that. So, what animal tore off my beard? That one. I was told, you want to kiss this? Get rid of that because you're smothering me. And I love y'all, and I love the fact that you love me with a beard. But
you're gonna need to buy razors. I just can't look at your face right now. It makes me laugh too much. He does look a lot younger.
Like I was getting ready to say, look, I love y'all, and I love the fact that y'all love me with a beard. But I love this way too much, and I love kissing on this.
It wasn't really okay. You make it sound like I was like, you have to cut your beard. Basically, what happened is, you guys all know this. Jason's been fighting some. He's been fighting a lot of allergies this year, and he feels like bad. What has happened is the pollen's getting caught in his beard. And then he's exposed to it all day, and it just makes him miserable. Yeah. So I said to him, well, then go ahead and cut it off. Like, you were like, I think I'm going to shave it. And I'm like, no, you really do. Go ahead, shave it. And then I let him know, because of course I'm not going to tell him that I feel smothered. But after the fact,
look,
I told him.
Since I've done this, I have gotten more kisses in the last, 48 hours than I had in the last month. So this is sticking around for a while.
Or maybe even like what Kitty was saying, keep it really short, not...
I'll think about growing it when the kisses slow down.
Has it helped with your allergies?
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
It really truly has. I mean, I still have them, but I'm able to, like, it gets really bad when I go out and start cutting hay. That's when it gets really bad. And then it's in there, and then I come in and I try to wash it all out, wash it all up. But it's already, because I've been out there on the mower, it's already packed up in this big old snoz of mine, and boom.
Yay! I got bees in. No scrape away, no stings. Good job.
Yeah, make it through the first check.
Suburban is right. Studies have proven that there's more fecal matter in a man's beard than on a dog's coat. I believe that. Like, there's a lot of stuff that gets caught in there, and that's what
I could have went the rest of my life without knowing that.
You probably already knew that. Just like people don't realize your work desk usually has more bacteria and just nastiness than a public toilet.
Okay, so let's talk about something positive. Because this is like super gross.
Okay, what do you want to talk about?
Anything but that.
Mother's Day. So somebody said...
I mean, I eat tacos with this, and I had a beard. And does that mean I could have possibly ate poop tacos?
Probably. Let's see. Leslie's the same way, but she's not keen on the baldy cut. Just discovered a robin's nest right outside the window on a chair. Cool. We have a Carolina wren that had a nest, and she kicked her babies out, so they're out flying around.
Hey, look, I'm gonna go ahead and tell you, since y'all are getting like all shock and awe over this, as soon as this gets long enough to donate, all of this is getting... It just did. All of this is going bald also. I am going to bick my head.
Who is getting started on homesteading? Oh, crap. I'm in the wrong live stream. I don't know these people. Well, I know one of them. Glad to hear you didn't lose a bet.
So.
Let's see. Kissed Apollo's butt. Just say it.
Okay, so Breakaway wants to know, are you saying that you've ordered your turkeys?
Wait, where?
Or are we getting ready to order turkeys? Is that what you're asking, or is that what you're saying? Because if you already ordered yours, then you have officially cheated.
Exactly.
Because you didn't communicate that we were going to be ordering them.
Just saying.
You
can call me Bub. Okay, Bub. I ordered turkeys. Cheater.
When'd you order them? Green Dream!
Who is this guy? And where's Jason? I left him.
You ordered 10?
For a younger version. I ordered 10? When are they going to be in?
Yesterday. Okay, are we paying you for some for that 10? Or is that all 10 yours? Anyway, we don't need to be talking about that.
10 minimum. Yeah, there's a 10 minimum. I thought we were going to...
Anyway.
Jason can totally change what he looks like with a razor. He could be a spy.
How do you know I'm not?
We are so bad. Like, we're right there.
So, tonight, I want to talk a little bit about sustainability.
Sorry, sustainable what?
Sustainability. Jason, take your hat off again. Why do I need to take my hat off again? Ooh. Well, I'm getting like a huge forehead. It's like a 5 head now. Well, you can tell I'm getting old. But
hello, everybody.
So,
sustainable
living.
Okay.
And I want, by a show of hands, how many of you actually think it's achievable to be 100% sustainable? Do you think it's achievable?
I don't know. Maybe.
Maybe?
By myself, probably not.
But us together.
No, I mean, like, I would probably have to rely on a different farm for something different.
Like what?
I don't know.
Christy says no. D says no.
Yeah, I don't think alone.
Nope.
And I think you would have to change your standard of living drastically.
There's the key.
Right. I mean, I think you could do it if you changed your standard of living, but it would have to be a drastic change.
Right. Like Bandana brings up fabric for clothing.
Right. And Spicy White Bear, how are you going to make your own gas? But do you need gas?
But what would you need gas for? I mean, Laura Ingalls Wilder never had gas. How did they get their clothes? Somebody had to make them, right? But you could go.
I got beans to make gas.
You could go in and start to wear buckskin and animal leather again. You could barter to be able to trade some of those things.
So one thing that's being we're missing. So TJ is asking, how are you going to get to work? How are you going to get to town? This is assuming that you wouldn't need to be at work or go to town.
Right.
Because you would be self-sustainable.
Yeah, you'd be
That's
self-sustainable.
That's what he's asking. Is it possible to get to that point where you don't need...
Right, because your work would be your homestead.
Right.
Whether you were making candles, soap, clothing, woodworking things, stuff like that, to be able to sell... The same way with eggs and you probably have you would definitely need a whole bunch of irons.
Hey, Branscombe Farms.
In the fire.
Mm-hmm.
But there would be no reason why would you have to go to town? Why would you have to have a job outside of your homestead? Because to be completely sustainable, that means you have to produce, raise, grow all of your own food, meat.
Right. So questions are coming in about paying your mortgage, paying your taxes.
So, for example, you could pay your mortgage if you did it right, if you had cows. And you had enough land to have some cows, then you could...
Sell one a year,
for
your taxes.
Keep one for you and your family and butcher it, and then sell one. And that should at least pay your taxes. Like, it would pay a lot more than our taxes.
Yeah, our taxes are just barely like $1,100, $1,200.
Right. You'd have pigs. You can sell wiener pigs in the spring to supplement and be able to pay mortgages and stuff like that.
I think that's part of the definition of being sustainable, is being able to keep that stuff going. Right.
And then your ultimate goal you'd want to be debt free. So that would mean no car payment, no credit cards.
Right.
No, if you could get away with it, no power bill. She's going to be in that corner laughing for the rest of the night. Thank you, Bandana Grandma. The maturity level just went way down. So, the live stream of Robyn laughing is brought to you by Baker Creek.
No, wiener pigs. So after they've been weaned, they are called wiener pigs. Don't ever Google raising wieners. Oh my God, I'm dying. Okay.
So you could do enough on your homestead to supplement your income, and that is awesome.
So look at that. Broussard said that the Big Bear Nation put Abby's fundraiser over $1,000. Y'all are awesome. Thank you so much.
Good job, Nation. That is
awesome.
Oh, that's so great.
That's amazing. I'm so happy to see that.
That's great. That is awesome.
Yeah. Glad we could do that.
Yeah, but you know what? That's awesome. And I love that they took that fundraiser and ran with it and shot it over 1,000. That's $800 more, $800 plus more.
It's 5 times what they were trying to get.
Well, that's
awesome.
But they can't. Big Bear Nation cannot seem to send an email to say, "Hey, we're coming."
They can push the money to donate, but they can't send an email reply or RSVP.
So far, we've gotten zero.
Apparently, nobody's coming to see us.
So apparently, y'all ain't coming on Memorial Day weekend.
Nobody loves us.
Yeah.
Who is Abby? What fundraiser? So last week we covered this. It was in our live stream. She's got her own channel, Abby's Kitchen. She is Broussard family's daughter. And she had a friend that she met through homeschooling that they went on a church trip, and the young man was killed in a car accident, basically. Yeah. And so he was trying to raise money for St. Jude before he passed away, and so Abby picked up the torch and carried it in for over $1,000. So
everybody, I would like y'all to welcome Jesus to the room. Hi, Jesus. Now, Oak Brook Valley asked, did they get into the Big Bear Nation? You're here. You're part of the Big Bear Nation. Well, there's also the Big Bear Facebook group, Big Bear Nation Facebook group. If you're not a part of that, Oak Valley, just go ahead and send a request, and we will get you in there.
Oh, sorry, Judy.
So, Memorial Day weekend, Saturday, we are going to try to host a potluck get together. But we really need you guys. One, I really need you guys to come. Because the production company is going to be here, and they want me to maybe host a mini class for predator control. So that way they can be there and film it. So it would really help me out if you could make it. I hate you. I hate you, and I hope all your new bees sting you. Every bee. I hope they sting you. So if you guys could please come, send me an email to let me know about how many is coming. And all we ask is that you bring enough to feed you and yours, and 1 + 1. And we'll do a little predator control class, so that way they can film it, and then we'll just fellowship. We'll take a big farm tour, homestead tour, and we'll just get a bonfire going and maybe pull out some moonshine. I don't know. Maybe not.
That would be good. Ooh, I want some tonight.
No. So, but, okay, so a lot of sure wish I could. My car probably won't make it to South Carolina. Well, we're in Georgia, so you ain't got to go all the way to South Carolina.
Who is it?
Judy.
Judy. Well, but she's up north, I think. Yeah. Country Homestead Preacher, what's up? Yeah. I gotta ask, will there be cheesecake? I don't know. Are they coming down?
They might be coming down.
I know we're gonna see them in June, so
well, Sherry's been hitting me up, been asking me about a campground close by, so there is a very good possibility.
How much are hotels? They're not expensive at all because this is a little bitty town.
Yeah.
So less than 100. I'm confident on that one.
Country Homestead Preacher, what's up? Triple H, I am the game. I know it's Trip H, but we made a verbal contract that it is okay for me to say Triple H.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Okay.
Verbal contract.
Oh, and by the way, thank you for the inspiration for the stuffed peppers, because we're having them this week for dinner. Just saying.
Yeah. Still not talking to them about that.
That was funny.
No one, because he literally, his thumbnail was him holding one like this. So, but back to sustainable living while we're waiting. Now, remember, guys, this is a Q&A. So feel free to ask any questions. Put it in all caps, though, please.
We haven't had them yet. I didn't pull the ribs out. But we have used your rub on a pork loin. And it was really good.
We just got some rain, Green Dream.
Yeah, we're getting...
We just got hammered about an hour ago, and I was wondering if we were even going to be able to make it.
The fanciest hotel in Elberton is $130 a night, and it's like...
That's the one in the square?
Yeah, it's like really nice.
Yeah, that's too fancy for y'all.
Yeah, but like the average is between 60 and 80, somewhere around in there.
Yeah, and it's literally in the middle of downtown. It's not a very good location, if you ask me.
Probably better to go to Hartwell.
Yeah.
Did Robyn get a haircut? Yes, I did. It's not as long. I took 1.5 inches off. Surprise, surprise. And I have layers now.
And she went by the nursery on her way home.
You told me to.
And picked up 2 climbing roses and another blueberry bed. Yeah. So.
Yep, we got... We've been looking for climbing roses for a couple of years now. And so we were getting ready to order some. And so I went looking today just to see if I could find the more lavender that I wanted. I couldn't find it, but in the process, I found climbing roses. I was excited because you saw the little mini wood trellis that they build for the pot. That was cool.
Harvesting the Bounty said Jason has invisible beard syndrome. That's when when you've had a beard so long but cut it off and then you keep trying to caress it. Look, you guys
did that. He was trying to cut. He was trying.
You guys know how I always used to try to keep it combed so that way it wouldn't get all knotty and it would try to be somewhat soft. I was always doing that for Robyn. Well, the very first time Robyn and I were sitting out here after I cut it, we were talking and I just picked up the comb and started going like this and I'm like...
It was really funny. What size bush hog did you use to shave?
It was big one. It was big one. Just stuck my face under there and it went. After I shaved, I come out from the mud room and Apollo went.
He turned his head.
Do I bite him or is that Daddy? It smells like Daddy, but it doesn't look like Daddy.
I thought you got in a hassle with a weed whacker. Now that's funny right there.
Yeah. So.
Yeah, Apollo was a little lost. He wasn't quite sure what was going on. So. Will there be a video coming of Jason getting run over by the lawnmower?
So while everybody's having this fun about my beard, Jess and Jeremiah put up a post on Facebook.
Oh, yeah. Can you believe that?
That somebody fussed at them about them showing PDM, public display of marriage. So, in honor of that, public display of marriage. Because I put in the comments, don't send them over here. But they going to see it over here too. So, I just thought that was kind of weird.
Tell that person to go jump.
Yeah.
Yeah, I never saw it, so I don't know. But I think you really are a sad individual if, like, I really feel bad for this person, because if that is something that bothers them, like, that's pretty sad. They need love.
So.
Yeah, I love my wife and everyone should know it. Exactly. I mean, that's... Yeah, I mean... Now Jason looks just like Lentessa.
That's funny.
The thing that I like about it is, now that he's starting to lose a little bit of weight, you will see it more in his face now that his beard's not covering it all up.
See what?
As you lose weight, you'll lose it in your face.
What are you trying to say? I got a fat face? Okay. So.
No questions.
No questions. Just
about your
beard questions. So the garden is doing really well. And let's see, corn is up in the Three Sisters bed that we're going to have a video coming out on. The beans are up in the
bush beans and the pole beans. They're both up.
Yep. Bush beans are up with the cucumbers. Cucumbers are up. The pole beans are up. Radishes out the wazoo.
How's the puppy?
He is a poop machine.
Poop and pee machine. And it's like he's got it backwards. Like, he will intentionally wait to go inside the house to go to the bathroom.
Well, I mean, in all fairness, he does go... he's usually been pooping either right in front of Blaze's bed, because for some reason he just does not like Blaze, or right in front of the door. How many pigs do we have now?
31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36.
36 pigs. We have 31 American Guinea Hog Cross. We have the Baconers.
We have 5 Baconers.
Yeah, we got 5 Baconers.
We have the breeding trio and 2 piglets.
2 piglets. Which we may have to start over, because if she throws another set of piglets and they just all disappear again.
Yeah, we might have.
We may have to get rid of the boar. But what we're going to do is, when we start to notice that they're getting ready to drop,
separator,
I'm going to get him out of there completely. I don't know where I'm going to put him, but it's going to be nowhere near there.
And it's going to have to be a good distance away, because when any of them were in heat before, he was breaking through fences to get to people. So that might be what it is. We're not sure. We never saw him do anything to them, but it's like 1 minute there's piglets, and then the next minute there's nothing. Is that mesh electric the best fence for pigs? Is normal wire mesh stock fencing any good? Normal fencing? I mean, you...
No, I ain't even. No, don't even acknowledge.
I've already talked to her.
Him. Don't even acknowledge him.
Yeah, I know. You got your feelings hurt.
He can't call. He can't say, "Hey, I'm not coming." He can't say, "Hey, how you doing?" I mean, I thought we
just gotta find out on Instagram.
I mean, I thought we bonded at the shindig. Thought we had moments.
I'm sure you did. It was just timing. They got, and I failed. I didn't tell you, but they all got sick, and the timing was off because they had scheduled that they would be at Baker Creek, and so they had a certain amount of time before they had to be back there. So, boars are notorious for eating their young to bring the sow back into heat. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, see, and that's what I think that. And we were spoiled with our Yorkshires.
Clinton didn't play. She was very protective of her.
And the boy was very protective too. So I don't know.
Yeah. So I mean, I don't know. He acts like he's going to be very protective, and
but we can't figure out. Yeah. So how's propagation coming along? Haven't even checked it yet. I'm one of those. I'm gonna let it stay for a little while before I start looking. It'll probably be next week before I look at it. All right. Good night, Bandana Grandma. Thanks for the laughs.
Mm-hmm. So Memorial Day weekend. That Saturday. As I know right now, Breakaway Homestead is coming and Windswept is coming. Mm-hmm. I know that pretty much for a fact. Mm-hmm. I think, Josh, are you coming?
He just said something about a medical bill is precluding his visit.
Well, I don't want you here anyway. You smell. So, it's all right. Thought we were friends. Thought you were going to support me. It's okay.
Mm-hmm. Will it be safe for tomatoes and zucchini if corn is planted near them with bush beans?
Not with the tomato.
I don't think so. How close?
Yeah, that's a good question.
I mean, how close are we talking?
Oh, you can't buy my love. No.
Teresa said, y'all have a great day. God bless. See you next time.
See you next time. All right,
good night, Teresa.
Will I be live streaming my get together? I'm hoping that Two Family's going to show up, and then I'm just going to kind of like turn it over to him and let him maybe do a live stream with it.
2 3 feet.
That should be far enough apart. And
I can with this, Bubba.
But if Two Family doesn't come, then yes, we're probably going to figure out a way to live stream it, whether it's through the cell phone or I'm going to try to get some extensions to be able to run this outside. And to be honest, it really depends on how many people show up.
Wonder.
What? Finally caught a live stream. Mountain Life, Montana. How are you doing, Mountain Life? So, I want to thank everybody that has participated in the poll in the Big Bear Nation Facebook group. You guys, we really took that information that you guys shared with us to heart. If you have not voted in that poll, please go on over there and vote. Mm-hmm. I enjoyed your video with the grow bags. Thank you. There's more of those to come. And
I'll tell you what, that little tomato that y'all planted in there is like shooting up.
Yeah. It's a grow bag.
Yeah.
And so I really enjoy... Look, we stumbled across something. Our initial hunt was to find compost because, and they're not even in here, Old Ways, New Times and Mama Donna and the Professor... They're like family to us, and they got hit hard by the hurricanes.
Well, and then also Patrick and his wife were also on our radar from all the stuff that was, all the wash away and all of that different stuff.
No, Josh, clicking all the boxes doesn't help. Be honest in the survey. Don't just go down clicking all the boxes. But... So we went on a search because we heard from Breakaway, and we heard from Mama Donna and the Professor how they were probably not going to be able to garden for the next couple of years because of all of the flooding that came with the hurricanes. Mm-hmm. There was antifreeze in the floodwaters. There was sewage in the floodwaters.
Right.
There was all these oils and transmission fluids and all these other
this pigs,
stuff. And when the water receded, that stuff receded into the ground also. Mm-hmm. And so I knew I couldn't make it.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mountain Life Montana. Appreciate that.
Hopefully, Mountain Life Montana, here in a few minutes, your jingle is going to come up for you if this is working correctly tonight.
Yeah, this is just a little bit of a delay.
Yeah. And there it is. There it is. Thank you once again, Mountain Life Montana. Appreciate that very much.
Bear pole dance.
And so, Robyn and I started, well, it was twofold kind of thing. Robyn had to go to him for her job, but I kind of tagged along to try to find something that could help, our viewers out that were up there in these areas. And that's how we stumbled across Super Sod and Soil Cube. Mm-hmm. No, kitty. And we started talking with them and getting basically the lowdown on how it's made. And we talked with them in Augusta at the first one, and then they were there at Greenville, and so we talked to them again, and they reached out to either they reached out to us or we reached out to them, mm-hmm. and they invited us to their gardening festival, where we got a whole lot of information about their humus compost.
Humus.
And we got to see those grow bags in action. We got to see.
It was so cool. There was a lot. Like, we got to see they had done 2 different setups where they had starts mm-hmm. in both regular compost and then the other thing. It was 2 separate setups because of the soil, but the seeds were the same, the containers were the same, everything else was the same. And you could see, like, a tomato plant would be, like, this big in the regular soil, and then in, like, Super Sod, it would be, like, that big, and it was full. And, I mean, it was just really cool to see. But, of course, we didn't really, I mean, anybody can do that. You could put stuff in there, or whatever. And then the other thing is they had the grow bags, and that big grow bag that we did the video on, they had, like, basically a raised bed's worth of food in that grow bag.
Yes, pickers, because we missed it. Please do.
I mean, it was pretty cool. Like, it was this big, huge bag, and it had, like, tomatoes growing out of it, basil, and there were some corn stalks coming out the side and stuff.
Okay, that one's for you.
Skin infection.
But why are we buffering all of a sudden?
I don't know. I didn't see us buffering. We're not buffering.
Well, you did a second ago.
Thank you, Casey. For a bad skin infection on the hair, I have a friend had to have her head shaved. I don't know. Without knowing what the infection was, it's kind of hard to be able to say. Usually on skin issues, a safe one is usually Melaleuca. If you're talking about like if there's pain or something like that and you want to soothe it, that's usually going to be like a lavender. It just kind of depends on what. If you want to send me a message, on instant message, we can try and work it out, figure it out. The waste product from the cheese in the form of whey is supposed to be good for skin. Yeah, you can. I mean, there's a lot of things you can do. It just kind of depends on what the issue was.
Yeah, and so these grow bags are awesome.
Right.
They they're heavy duty.
But not so heavy duty that the water can't go through them.
Right.
Like, they're sturdy.
And when you were talking about, one of the things that you brought up was how, one had a tomato plant that was really big, and the other one had one that was a little bit smaller. What's up, Smoking Reptile?
Yeah, they are big.
I will tell you firsthand, just like Robyn said, when we went to this festival, yeah, they could have put a younger tomato in this one and put the older tomato in here. But I don't believe that they did. And here is why. We've got our 2 control beds. My compost in one, theirs in the other. Hugelkultur on both of them, side by side.
Same exposure to sunlight, same watering, the whole nine.
When I go to water, I'm counting as I'm running my wand up and down, and I count the same. I give it the same amount. Boom.
Right.
We're doing our best to try to make this as a legitimate scientific experiment as possible. The green or the pole beans, the old Kentucky Wonder pole beans, germinated and sprouted 3
way faster.
days.
Yeah, way faster.
3 days faster than my compost.
Yeah.
The ones in my compost are just now starting to break ground, where the ones in the soil cubed are already up and have their forever leaves and are going to get ready to start climbing. Big shock on that one. I didn't think it was going to have that big of an impact with the germination process. Also, the one thing that it just really blows my mind, and I don't know if you've seen this or not, or if it really has caught your attention like it does mine. In every soil cubed bed, there are no weeds and no grass.
That is not true. I picked out 2 blades of grass today.
From which one?
From the one closest to the end on that side, I think. No, it wasn't spinach. I checked to make sure. I did. I checked.
How did you check?
Because it wasn't in the line. It was further off. It was in between. And it doesn't have the same leaves. It was definitely grass.
Could it have been grass that came from us cutting?
No, it had roots.
I know, but I mean from us cutting.
Oh, yeah. I'm not saying that it was in the soil and came up through the soil. I'm saying it's not going to not grow a weed. I mean, like, if a seed comes in from cutting up something and tosses it in, don't expect that it's not going to grow. I mean, I'm just saying, but I will say that it was super easy to get because you literally just pull it right out and it was gone. Whereas with our compost, there was a little bit of wiggling and jiggling to get it out, you know.
Pretty much, guys, we're probably going to use soil cubed from now on with our own raised beds.
Absolutely.
And we're going to continue to make compost here, but what I may do with that compost is use it more as a base.
Or maybe do that out in the mound. You know how you wanted to do the...
Yeah, about that.
I see a lot of money in our future going to soil.
Soil 3 is pretty much going to get Blaze's college fund, since he's not going to go to college. I'm just going to give it over there to Soil Cube, because one of the things that I'm on the lookout for now is I need to start calling the billboard companies.
Yes. Well, no. Where was I? Oh, in Anderson. In Anderson, on the main strip, right there where we turn, when we come the back way and then we turn to go up to Sam's Club, right there is the Lamar advertising company. So we should be able to just stop in there and be like, hey. Yeah. So I just happened to be driving by and saw the building today, and I was like, oh. Surely nobody thinks that something won't root in a raised bed. I see so many people making dumb gardening mistakes. Yeah. No, I mean, I'm not saying they will or they won't. I'm just saying it's just, there are some people out there, I'm sure, that think that there's a way to not ever have weeds.
There's always drift, and there's always birds flying over that could drop a grass seed or whatever. The point that I was trying to make is that in my compost, we must have pulled it too soon, or
we didn't spin it enough to get the temperature up.
Whatever.
Yeah.
It did not burn up the grass seed and weed seed in my compost that we used. So in my beds that I'm using with my compost is tremendous. We're constantly twice a day, 3 times a day, pulling weeds out of those. With the soil cubed, we're walking past, looking at them, and we have to double take to make sure that it's not something.
Right, because I thought originally, I was like, well, maybe it was drift. It kind of, fell out the line, but then I went and looked at it, and I was like, no, that's actually grass, so.
But back to what I was getting ready to drop the bomb on you.
Wait, real quick. Suburban, amen on that. Going to help people that ask for help, and then they don't listen to what you're saying. That drives me crazy. Anyway.
I want to get those old billboards, keep them out of the landfill. And I want to put them down in the blueberry patch. I want to put them down around your grapes and around the raspberries, and then...
Put what around there?
The old billboards.
Oh, the billboard sign.
Yeah.
Right.
That way then I can throw compost on top of it and then wood chips, and that should pretty much keep
hopefully
a lot of the grass issues and stuff that we have. But when it comes to the garden, I want to do the same thing. That big garden that we have. I want to lay the billboards down, anchor them down, and then I just want to start dumping Soil 3 on there. And this is really Jess's fault. Because Jess got me watching Charles Doubting on YouTube. And he does a no-till garden. And if you do not... Yeah, VW Family Farm, that's where we got it from.
What?
The old billboard thing.
Yeah.
Heard them talking about...
Yeah, so he does no-dig gardening.
Yeah.
And so we're hoping to do that.
Right. And I love the way that his garden is set up. I think it is phenomenal. I think if we were to do we could mimic his garden setup here and be just as successful.
We just would have to do it, yeah. Just to... So, Kitty said that she thinks the biggest mistake that some make is planting the wrong things at the wrong time, thinking they can go against nature.
Agreed.
Yep, we're guilty of that.
Agreed. Like, and unfortunately, for people that are wanting to just dip their toes in gardening and they go to Lowe's or the Home Depot or Walmart to pick up their plants.
Right. If it's there, they think it should be able to grow.
These companies are just getting their money and they're setting them up to fail, because I've seen a lot of kale plants. And in our area, kale is a winter crop. Yeah. I rolled the dice this year and I started my Brussels sprouts in December thinking I would get a big enough jump, but I didn't. I don't think I did.
But I will tell you the one that I'm surprised about, the sugar snap peas, we must have gotten them in at the right time.
Yeah.
Because they are producing like crazy. Like we found, by accident, the sweet spot. Mm-hmm. And of course we didn't write down when we planted them.
We put them in November.
No. The new stuff that Ladessa planted, we don't know when that was.
I'm pretty sure
I'm going to have to look through some pictures. I'm sure I can find it. But we need to know, because that's when they started really sprouting. Yeah. Because even the ones that we planted in November, they didn't really start doing anything until... Yeah. So, do we plant with the moon?
No, not really. We plant by the seat of our pants. Yeah. It seems like. But... Yeah,
we're going to do the same thing. City Girl said, I'm doing Brussels sprouts, cabbage, and cauliflower in the late summer for fall harvest.
I don't think you have...
collards.
I don't think you'll be successful with Brussels sprouts. I don't think you'll because that's the one thing that cut it out from underneath me, was because, yeah, we started them early enough and they were going great, but then when they got too big to be up underneath the grow lights, we had nowhere to put them where they could get the proper amount of sunlight, and it stalled them.
Look at our garden and see what you think when you can.
Will do. And so
I tried planning with the moon, but my wife said put your britches back on. That's funny.
And
I love Brussels sprouts.
You know, and
thank you, Sherry. I appreciate it.
It's one of those things that you gotta, you know, like our garden this year. Normally, I would say we're extremely behind the 8 ball this year. But because of the wet season and all the rain that we got.
Hey, G-Trapper.
What do you got?
He won't chew on it now.
Apollo, I'm looking at you.
I do have to say, being able to see more of your gardening and what you do, I'm thoroughly enjoying. Keep it up. Good. Thank you.
I want to see yours. I've heard rumors that you got it going on.
Well, Tanya said that their whole backyard is infested with grow bags.
Yeah. But,
I'm working on it, Jason.
I think that we had such a wet winter and such a kind of wet spring that
it's still going.
Yeah. We really had to dance around it.
I'm glad that we have the raised beds though, because it's allowing any extra moisture to come out the bottom, you know,
right.
like to drain. So that's one thing I'm grateful for, is that by doing the raised beds with all the rain that we've had, it's still not.
Like in my garden area that we planted in last year, that we had I would say a successful garden.
We did. We had a pretty successful
I think Ladessa gained like 5 pounds.
Probably more.
I can walk out there and I still sink in mud.
Mm-hmm. But I'll tell you what, apparently lamb's quarters loves water.
Yeah, because they're everywhere.
Because there's lamb's quarters everywhere. I'm going to go out there and harvest a bunch of it so that we can use it as spinach. I'm happy for the decision not to row garden because of the rain. I know, right? And that's what we would have done, so we would have been...
Gardening, you have to be the quarterback of your garden, and I say that because you have to be confident enough in your skills and in your knowledge to go, I need to call an audible.
Yeah.
And that's what we did this year. We knew, beyond a shadow of a doubt, there was no way that we were going to be able to get anything to grow in the garden spot that we had last year, except weeds and stuff that is extremely like wet foot. We would have had a really good crop of lettuce, cabbage.
You haven't seen any lamb's quarters? Oh, we've got it everywhere.
Yeah. And stuff like that.
Plantain is growing crazy, yeah.
But other stuff, the seed would have probably rotted in the ground, or would have gotten root rot and just been nasty. Mm-hmm. And so we made a decision to do all raised beds. Mm-hmm. And so with that decision came the idea of the Grow Foods Not Lawns to try to help people like Lone Star Living.
Kitty when she was... Yeah.
You know, I'm fixing to sneeze again.
I have tons of narrow leaf, plantain, and some broadleaf. Yeah, we have both. We have sorrel. I don't know how many of y'all have been watching the Big Bear Nation Facebook page, but I posted earlier I found spiderwort on the property, and so I'm excited about that because it's edible, and so we're gonna start using it in salads and stuff this summer.
And so we had visitors. We had visitors.
Where did we get the soil we're speaking of? It's from a company called Super Sod. If you go to I think there's a link somewhere in the chat for soil3.com. That's where we got it from. Right now, from the way I understand it, there's only certain...
Thank you, Kitty just put the link up. Thank you, Kitty.
There's only certain areas that they deliver to, but the reason why we went with them and wanted to bring them to you is because we do have several people that we know of that have been affected by the flooding and the hurricanes over on the East Coast. And so we know that they deliver in that area.
And so we had... Cattywampus Homestead came or Cattywampus Acres came over
last weekend.
Mm-hmm. And we went on a walkabout out, showed him the property.
You got 5 minutes.
Showed him everything. Mm-hmm. Then Thursday, the production company came out.
Yes.
And we did the same thing. From Saturday to Thursday, the beavers that on the property that I manage built another dam.
Yep.
Well, they probably were building it and just couldn't see it all the way. But it is now up, and it has flooded this one area to where now it's starting to creep onto my property. So this winter, you guys are gonna enjoy.
You'll definitely get to see some fun.
Gets to see some fun beaver trapping videos where I'm even gonna.
'Cause we don't have a choice. We're gonna have to.
I'm gonna put up a trail cam on some sets, and hopefully, Mama will let me buy a couple of more trail cams, so I can put them up there.
Beaver meat video coming.
Yes,
oh yeah.
We're gonna be
You'll
doing.
get one on jerky at least.
Yes.
Because now that we've had homemade jerky and we've had it with beaver, we did our very first try with jerky was with beaver, and we absolutely loved it. Mm-hmm. And with as expensive as beef can be,
I know, right, CD?
with as expensive as beef can be, if we can harvest beaver, especially during the wintertime, it'll be pretty lean. Because it'll just have, the fat will be up at the top there. And that's really your kicker. When you're trying to make jerky, you want pieces of meat that don't have a lot of fat in them because you don't want it to spoil. The fat will make it spoil. Right. So, what does beaver taste like? Beef? Tastes like beef.
Depends on how it's cooked.
Beef brisket, beef jerky, ground beef. That's what it tastes like.
Okay, guys. Well, we got about 2.5 minutes before we got to head over to Trip H Homestead for their live show tonight. But I want to take this time, remind you guys, we are having a get-together here on our homestead. Memorial Day weekend, that Saturday. It is a potluck where you can... we ask you to bring enough for your family plus one person. And we'll go around. I'll show you that beaver dam that we were talking about.
We'll take a big farm tour.
Yeah, we'll do a big farm tour. We'll all sit around a fire and chew the fat. And we will probably have a couple of makeshift, I don't want to say makeshift, but prompt to predator control classes because the production company will be here. So you guys, please, if you can make it, please come and you'll get to be in a DVD. And just email us at bigbearfarms@hotmail.com to let me know that you're coming. So that way I can let the production company know about how many we're going to have.
Chew the beaver fat. I'll be there. I need an email.
Also, for if you can't make it to that, and if you live up around the Ohio area, we will be at Baker Creek.
No,
I'm sorry, not Baker Creek.
Meyer
Hatchery for their Customer Appreciation Homestead Festival in June 15th. We will be there. I will be speaking on predator control. After that, we have the Homesteading Life Conference in August with Off Grid with Doug and Stacy in Hannibal, Missouri.
They're in Polk, Ohio, honey. Hello.
And we will be there putting on a workshop there. And then finally, to close out the year, we will be at the Homesteaders of America Conference doing demos all day there as well. So if you can make any one of them, I would like to see you there. And if you make it to them, I do expect you to come by our booth and hug our necks. It's mandatory.
And if you're planning on doing that, make sure you're commenting in here so I recognize your channel name when you come up and introduce yourself. Because I'll tell you from our end of it, when somebody comes up and you know us so well, but because you haven't commented in the chat, we don't know who you are. So if you plan on ever coming and saying, hey, who are you, how are you, whatever, just do a little bit of chatting in there so that we know who you are. We appreciate it.
Speaking of my get together on Saturday, you have to be present to win, but we will be giving away two-day passes to the Homesteaders of America Conference.
Yep. You
have to be present to win. So it only costs you gas money and your meal to get here. And you have a that's like a $90-$100 value for the 2-day passes.
Yep.
So don't let April Hill be the only one here that shows up and her win the tickets.
I'll be the short shrimp in the bat shirt. We're doing shots that night, April. I'm just saying.
So you guys.
Oh well, if I said the white picket fence, you would say who? No, I would know the white picket fence. I recognize that one.
Also, we are getting ready to put up our Teespring with t-shirts that you guys can purchase. And we are going to start adding pages to our website, www.bigbearhomestead.com.
Yep. All right. 902.
902. Y'all gone on over to Trip H. Tell them that we sent you and tell them that we said hello. I won't be able to make it over there tonight. So give them a big fat taco from me. Tell them Jason can't eat tacos or something like that. Well,
all right. Good night, y'all.
You guys have a wonderful night.
You're not going to tell everybody to be nice to one another?
I was getting ready to.
Oh, it sounded like you're getting ready to click off.
No. You guys have a wonderful, wonderful night. Remember, be kind to one another. You don't know what that person could be going through. They could be married to somebody who's just extremely beautiful, but they interrupt all the time and they want to beat you up. See, she's beating me up. Spousal abuse. Remember to recycle, repurpose, and reuse. Let's keep the stuff out of the landfills and give our wildlife a chance. And tomorrow, y'all call your mama. It's Mother's Day. Call your mama. Tell her Happy Mother's Day that Big Bear said you had to call. And for all you moms out there, like this one right here, Happy Mother's Day. Us dads really appreciate y'all. Because we didn't have to wipe poop.
Or puke.
Night, everybody.
Good night, everybody.